This is not just another lesson about speak, say, tell, or talk. This English lesson is about how native speakers really speak English in real life conversations. See, the problem is in your English class and in your English textbook, you probably learned certain ways to use reported speech or to talk about what people said, to tell a story or to say what happened. You usually say, he said, and then I said. But this is not the most common way that native speakers actually talk about what people said. And so in this English lesson, I'm going to share with you how natives really speak so that you can improve your English listening skills and your speaking skills if you'd like to try this way of expressing yourself as well. Now, if you are looking for a lesson about speak, say, tell, and talk and the difference between those verbs, then I'm gonna link to those in the description because I've already made more than one lesson on those verbs. So this lesson is not talking about those different verbs and how they're similar but different. This English lesson is totally different. And I have a feeling that some English teachers might not like it. Some English speakers might not like it. But I am here to tell you the facts, the way that people really speak English so that you can understand and improve your English skills. See, textbooks and teachers usually stick to the more formal, academic ways of expressing ourselves. To stick to means to maintain or to continue to do something. But continuing to learn in these kind of formal ways doesn't help us as much in the real world. So let's learn English for the real world, shall we? So we can understand what real people are talking about outside of the classroom. That's my whole intention here, is to help you to understand other people around the world who speak English and for you to express yourself better in English. Okay, quick review of how we talk about what people said. First, we might directly quote someone and you would say, for example, he said, I'm going to eat lunch now. But that happened in the past, but you're directly quoting the person. Or we can use reported speech, which would use the past tense. He said he was going to get something to eat. Okay, so you see how it's a quote versus reported speech? Real quick, natives do say the verb to say or said in the past tense. However, it is not as common as the way I'm going to show you that we express what people said. Okay, are you ready? Can I just tell you? The way that native speakers express said is was like. So instead of saying I said, I say I was like.
I was like.
When I talk to my friends, I use this way of expressing myself much more often than I said, because I said is more formal, it's more academic. But when I'm talking casually, informally with my friends and family, I say, I was like. He said, he was like. She said, she was like. We said, we were like. They said they were like. And this was like or were like actually means said. So you would say what the person said after you say was like. For example, then I was like, I'm hungry, let's get something to eat. So I'm sharing with you what I said, and instead of saying, and I said, I was hungry, let's get something to eat. So now you know when you hear the word like in English, it's not always talking about something you enjoy. I like ice cream. I enjoy ice cream. That is one use of this word. If you hear the word like, it may not mean similar to. Your smile is like the sunshine. That is comparison. It is not always going to be that way when you hear like. When you hear the word like, it may be just like a filler, like to take space, like when you're thinking, like that. Like can also be used to express said. For example, I said, I want to travel this summer. Or, I was like, I want to travel this summer. Same meaning, but let me tell you again that I said is a little more formal, a little more professional. I was like, I want to travel this summer is a little bit more informal and more conversational, but natives often express ourselves this way instead of always using the more formal verb to say. So I'm not encouraging you to always change from saying said to was like, especially if you're in a more professional or formal situation. But you have to know that native English speakers are going to use was like instead of said. And not many people are teaching this. Not many teachers are teaching this. So I wanted to share it with you as a special tip for you to understand natives better. So another thing is how we pronounce this phrase, I was like. We don't always say these words so clearly. We often reduce the sounds. I was like becomes I was like. For example, I was like, I want to travel this summer. And notice I want to travel this summer in my example becomes I want to travel this summer. He or she was like, I want to travel this summer. He is like, she is like, I want to travel this summer. We were like, we're like, we're like, we want to travel this summer. They were like, they're like, we, sorry, not we, they. They're like, oh yeah, no, it would be we. They're like, we want to travel this summer because it's what they were saying. To be honest, sometimes when I teach reported speech and it just gets very confusing. But the point here is instead of saying said, you can hear and you can say was like or were like. This is a tip that's going to help you to understand native English speakers much better in the real world and improve your fluency overall. So if you have any questions about this tip, let me know in the comments. Is there a way in your language that people speak more casually, but maybe in a textbook it's not taught that way? Because I was like is not really proper, it's not really grammatically correct, but I think it's more common than saying I said. If you like this tip, then you're gonna love all the free English tips that I share through my email newsletter for English learners like you. It's free to sign up at gonaturalenglish.com/email. I'll leave the link in the description so that you can sign up and get my best English tips like this one directly in your inbox. And I'll send you information about my complete English course, Fluent Communication, if you're ready to dive in and become a successful fluent English speaker and use English in the real world. That's what we're all about, and we'd be happy to have you there. So thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I'll talk to you again next week. And see you in the newsletter and perhaps in the Fluent Communication course. I'm Gabby from gonaturalenglish.com. Bye for now.